guilty.
And now the sword stick trial.
Welcome to Language International.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Language International. My name is Mrs. Watson, and I am the centre manager. I hope you will all have a wonderful stay here with us. This is Miss Jones, who is our Director of Studies. Miss Jones, would you please say a little about the weekly timetable?
Hello, everyone. As Mrs. Watson said, I am the Director of Studies here at Language International. Could you all now please turn to page 5 in your folder, where you can see the weekly timetable. Now, you see that lessons begin every weekday at 9 a.m. The first class every Monday is grammar practice, followed at 9:45 by a visit to the language laboratory. There is a break from 10:30 to 11, and then you have a double lesson of speaking skills. Tuesday morning begins with presentation skills. This is important as you will each give a presentation at the end of the course to your class. And this counts for 10% of your final grade. At 9:45, you'll have a reading skills lesson, and after the break, vocabulary development. In the afternoon, starting at 1:30 p.m, you'll go to the library. In the library lesson, you can read, watch a video, or practice grammar. On Wednesday morning, you have listening skills, and then what we call current affairs, where you'll listen to the news on the radio and discuss what's going on. After the break, it's another double lesson of speaking skills. Thursday morning begins with pronunciation. Then a special Life in Britain class, where you will learn about British culture. After the break is grammar practice once again. Finally, on Friday morning, in the first lesson, you will practice writing skills, followed by a lesson in the computer room. After the break is the weekly review period, where your teacher will help with any problems you may have. Oh, and don't forget you can study on your own in the library every weekday from 3:30 to 6 p.m. as well, if you wish.
Thank you, Miss Jones. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Brown, who is the social organizer.
Thank you, Mrs. Watson. Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Brown, and it's my job to make sure you have some fun while you're here too. Now, this afternoon we'll go together on a walking tour of the city, and then on Wednesday afternoon we're off to the local sports centre, where you can play volleyball or football, use the gym, or go swimming to keep yourselves fit. And on Friday afternoons we have a film club. This week's film is Spider-Man. On Saturday we're going on a day trip to Oxford, leaving here at 8:30 in the morning. Please don't be late or we'll go without you. And finally on Sunday we're off to London, leaving at the same time. If there are any other things you'd like to do while you're here, then just ask me and I'll see if I can help.
Angela's News.
Tom! Hello! I haven't seen you for ages.
Goodness, I remember you. It's, Angela, isn't it?
That's right. You were in the class above me at school, don't you remember?
Yeah, yes, of course I do. How are you?
I'm fine. Oh, we haven't seen each other for, 3 years. How are you?
Very well. Do you still live in Manchester?
No, I've moved to Paris.
Oh, when did you do that?
About a year ago.
And why did you go?
Well, I wanted to change, and I had some friends there, and I like it very much.
Yeah, I've been to Paris. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And I found a job that I like. I work for a film company.
Oh, that's great. What about Alan? Are you two still together?
No, that ended ages ago. He's gone to South America.
No.
I'm going out with a boy called Jean-Pierre. He's French, and we've just got engaged.
Hey, that's great. Congratulations. Are you going to stay in Paris?
Oh, yes. We've bought a flat there. It's small, but it'll do.
What about your parents? How are they?
Oh, they've retired now. They've bought a house on the south coast. Oh, now listen, that's enough about me. What about you? Oh, you've changed. You've lost a bit of weight, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I think I used to eat the wrong things. Well, let me see. I've just finished college.
Right, okay. Question 1. Do you mind going round the shops?
Not really, but after about an hour, I want to go home.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It depends. I don't mind going shopping, but on Saturdays I prefer watching football on TV.
Right. Okay, let's see. Question 2. What kind of shops do you like going into?
Bookshop. Bookshop.
Mm-hmm.
I love listening to music, so music shops are my favourite.
Right. Okay, question 3. Are there any kinds of shops you hate going into?
I hate supermarkets, so I don't bother going into them anymore. I do my shopping on the internet.
Oh.
I can't stand going into shoe shops with my girlfriend. She tries on 10 pairs and then buys the first pair.
Right. Okay, last question. Question 4. Do you enjoy buying clothes for yourself?
Not really. I don't waste time shopping for clothes unless I really need something.
Okay.
I like having new clothes, but I don't enjoy trying them on.
Huh. Right. Thanks.
One.
When do you go away on holiday?
On the 15th. We're flying. Oh, the flight takes 9.5 hours.
Oh. And when are you back?
On the 24th. I'll give you a ring when we're back.
Okay.
2.
And now the business news. This month, inflation is up 1.5%. This produces an annual figure of 9%. Unemployment has also risen. An estimated 2.75 million people are out of work.
3.
Hello, Odeon Cinema.
Hello. Can I book a seat for tonight's film?
Certainly. Do you want to pay now or later?
I can pay by credit card, can't I?
Yes, sir. The seats are £6 each. There's no booking fee.
Okay. It's a Visa card, number 4929 502 428 508.
Expiry date?
0499.
That's fine. Your tickets will be ready for you tonight. The program starts at 7:45.
Thanks. Bye. 4.
Hey, I like those shoes. Where did you get them?
In Ravel's.
How much, if you don't mind my asking?
$39.99. They're having a sale at the moment. Everything's half price.
Oh, that's really good.
5.
Hello, 4887-621.
Hello, Tony. It's Lionel.
Hello, Lionel. How are things?
Okay, thanks. Listen, I'm phoning to ask you to a party.
Oh, that's nice. Is it your 100th birthday already?
Ha ha. No, it's our wedding anniversary, actually. Rosemary and I want to have a little party.
That sounds lovely. When is it?
The 18th at about 3 o'clock. Can you make it?
Hold on, let me have a look. Yes, that seems fine. I really look forward to it.
That's great. See you then.
Bye, Tony. Thanks.
Bye.
Pressed.
B. Camilla, Duchess of Lochmar, talks about when she was young.
I was born on May the 7th, 1919, at the family home, Foxton House in Leicestershire. Our family has lived there for generations. We had the most beautiful gardens. People used to travel miles to see our rose garden in June. The smell of the roses came right into the house. I was the youngest child and the only girl. I had 3 older brothers, much older. They weren't there while I was growing up. 2 were in the army, and 1 was at Oxford University. Of course, my mother and father used to spoil me, my father especially. He used to call me his little princess. He died when I was 16. It was a terrible time for Mother and me. Fortunately, I was at home with her. I never went to school. I had a governess for a few years, so I didn't have much education. My mother thought it was more important for a girl to learn to dance, to go to parties and look pretty. She wanted me to find a good husband after my father died. My best memories are the 2 years before I married. All those dances and parties. I loved it. But I met and married the Duke when I was 20. A good marriage is important. I only knew 1 girl who got a job. Poor girls these days. They all have to find jobs. I can't imagine that they have as much fun as we used to have.
Size 2. The Great Fire.
When the Romans came to Britain in the 1st century AD, they built a town called Londinium, London, on the River Thames. London became the most important city in Britain. But in 1666, the Great Fire of London destroyed most of the city. The people of London were asleep when the Great Fire started early on Sunday the 2nd of September 1666. The fire started at a baker's in Pudding Lane near London Bridge. After many weeks of hot weather and no rain, everything was very dry, and the wind quickly carried the flames to the River Thames. Luckily, the fire didn't cross the river, but it reached tall buildings full of inflammable things like oil, sugar, butter and brandy. Samuel Pepys wrote about the fire in his famous diary. When he got up on Sunday morning, he walked to the Tower of London and he saw houses on fire at the end of London Bridge. The fire wasn't near his house then, but Pepys went home and started to pack. At 4 a.m. on Monday, the fire was much closer, and Pepys and his wife left their home in their night clothes. They didn't have time to take a lot with them, and later that day, Pepys returned and buried his wine and cheese in the garden. The fire burnt for 4 days. By the evening of Wednesday the 5th of September, there weren't many buildings left in London. The fire destroyed 13,300 houses in 400 streets, and most of the churches. Some people climbed into boats, but most people escaped to the fields outside the city, and only 4 people died in the fire.
Unit 3, Lesson 4, Exercise 5. Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens was born on the 7th of February 1812 in Portsmouth, on the south coast of England. In 1823, the Dickens family moved to London, but his father lost his job, and the family had no money. Charles left school in 1824, and when he was only 12 years old, he started working in a factory. But things became easier. In 1833, Dickens started writing stories for newspapers, and in 1836 he wrote his first novel, The Pickwick Papers. In the same year, he married Catherine Hogarth, and they later had 10 children. Between 1836 and 1865, Dickens wrote 14 major novels, including Oliver Twist and David Copperfield. His novels were extremely successful, and he became the most popular writer in the country. He also wrote lots of stories, including the ghost story, A Christmas Carol. Dickens worked extremely hard at everything he did. He died suddenly on the 9th of June 1870, at the age of 58. He was the most popular English writer of the 19th century. Today, over 130 years later, his books are still bestsellers, and there are many films of his novels.
Sketch. The restaurant.
A table for 2, please.
Certainly, madam. This way, please.
Can we see the menu, please?
Yes, of course, sir. But this table's no good. Much too small.
Now, can we see the menu, please?
Of course, sir. Here you are.
Are you ready to order?
Yes, please. I'd like steak and chips.
And I'd like some fish, please.
I'm afraid there isn't any steak or fish.
Well, what is there, then?
Just our special pizza, sir.
Never mind. We'll have 2 special pizzas, please.
2 special pizzas coming right up.
Here we are. Be careful. They're very hot.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry. You've got the wrong knives and forks.
Well, I'm not waiting any longer. I'm eating with my fingers.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry. The pizzas are too cold now.
Thank you. But where are our pizzas?
I don't know, sir. They were here a minute ago.
Excuse me, where are our pizzas?
I'm sorry, madam, but the restaurant is closed now.
Exercise. Teenager. Mel Dawson, 16.
My first holiday without parents. Just me and my best friend Kate. So why did I hate every minute of it? I was 200 miles from home when Mum called. She apologised for phoning, but I wanted to talk to my mum. I was so pleased to hear her voice. I missed her and Dad, my brother Mike, and even Zoe, my little sister. I wanted to go home. We were on holiday in Brighton. It was a great place, trendy and cool. The beach life was fantastic, and the parties lasted all night. But somehow it didn't mean anything to me. I was bored and depressed. This was our holiday, just Kate and me. This was our week without parents. We wanted Brighton to be about friendship, about boys, about freedom, about being young and crazy. We were really excited, but it all went wrong from the start. We both made new friends on the first day, but different friends. Kate's new friends didn't like my accent, and I wasn't good enough for them. It didn't bother me, but it bothered Kate. She wanted me to speak better. I wanted her friends to leave me alone. We didn't spend any time together. I was with my new friends, and she was with hers. My friends laughed at my jokes, and I wanted to have a good time. But in fact, I felt really sad and lonely. I was 200 miles from home, and I nearly cried when I heard my mother's voice. I tried to sound cheerful. I didn't want her to know I was miserable. Then I felt someone's eyes on me and turned round. It was Kate with her mobile to her ear. She didn't look very happy either. Did she feel the same as me? Was she also on the phone home?
Lesson 2. Exercise 2.
Star School. In this great reality TV show, 10 hopeful contestants spend 9 weeks at the school. They learn to sing, and each week they perform one of their own songs on TV. Viewers vote for the songs by phone, and the contestant with the lowest number of votes leaves the show.
I'm Robin, the director of the school, and I'd like to welcome you and wish you every success. We expect you to obey the rules while you are here and to attend all your classes. The coaches here are great, and we can help you to develop your talents.
Hi, I'm Jess, and I'm your voice coach. Now, I want you to listen carefully to me for a minute. Everyone can sing, but not everyone can sing like a star. I hope to help you to find your special voice. I expect you to practice hard and to help each other. In return, I'll share some of the secrets of the biggest names in the music business.
I'm Adam, your dance coach. Think of me as your friend, your personal trainer, and your choreographer. I can teach you to dance in a range of styles, including ballet, jazz, breakdancing, ballroom, and salsa. And if you like aerobics or yoga, I'm your man. But I want you to promise me one thing. Promise to work together, because you can't learn to dance alone. Try out new dance steps and ideas, and don't refuse to experiment.
My name's Rachel, and I'm your songwriting coach. Songwriting is cool, but don't pretend to be a poet when you aren't one. The important thing is learning to fit the words to the music. Most contestants manage to do it, and performing your own song is a great feeling. Best of luck.